Okay, new day, new video. You may be wondering why I'm in the bathtub. I already mentioned this in a tweet, but I have a large cyst on my chode. It hurts, so I'm soaking it. You're not going to see that on camera. So I'm here. Just pretend I'm somewhere more palatable. So, let's get to it. Today, North Korea, Trump told them that he was going to not go to the summit. And everybody kind of freaked out. The media was paranoid that he just sabotaged everything and North Korea will never want peace with us again. And then shortly thereafter, North Korea responded and said, we definitely still want the meeting. And then all the conservatives said, way to make the deal, Trump. Which didn't make a whole lot of sense to me because the deal was never off. What happened was last week, their foreign minister or something like that put out a statement just as things were getting nice and cozy between Trump and Yoon. And the statement was like really mean about the United States. And so Trump saw that and he saw an opportunity is what happened. Now nobody's really talking about this because nobody's really thinking it, but I think I've got an idea what's going on here. So, North Korea figures, that they better kiss up to us, and so they release the prisoners and dismantle that one nuclear place they had and stuff. They're trying to suck up a bit ahead of this meet. And I think Kim Jong-un is actually really into Trump. I think he respects him a lot. He likes big personalities because he thinks he's a big personality, and so he can respect that in somebody else. But then his foreign minister goes rogue and tries to play the old North Korea line about the United States and puts out this statement slamming the U.S. just as things were heating up. And so Trump sees that and he goes, well, geez, there's an opportunity to get something else out of this. So, in his statement to North Korea today, he specifically mentions that statement and says, you guys said some pretty bad stuff about us, so I think we should probably not have this meet. Now, the statement is addressed to Kim Jong-un, but Yoon himself really hasn't said anything negative about the U.S. since he started his charm offensive there. So what I think is going on here is Trump has seen the opportunity to get a little bit more out of North Korea by holding this statement over their head. And it also gives Yoon an opportunity to bring his boy to heel. And that foreign minister guy is probably going to get in a fair bit of trouble for that. So the meeting will still happen, but it's going to happen even more on Trump's terms now. Now, Trump is a buffoon. Sometimes I think he's a manic genius. Like 1 time out of 10, maybe. But when it comes to foreign policy, Trump has been very capable. Himself personally, to the point where he doesn't even really need a Secretary of State or anything, and he's kind of sidelined them. For that very reason, because he's playing his own game, and it's right out of his book, really, which I haven't read, and I don't intend to, but the gist of it is, from what I gather from what he's doing, if I were to boil it down to an ultimatum, it'd basically just be, do something first, because then everybody's playing catch-up, and you control the game. And that's pretty much what he's doing. So there's that. That's the North Korea update for today. I hope that things go smoothly so I don't have to keep talking about North Korea. I like North Korea. They're interesting in an internet sort of way. The Error Rain games are pretty cool to watch. I like that Vice documentary they did. That was very interesting. Yeah, sorry. I'm not so animated right now because I'm in a lot of pain and it's really hot in here. But that's the idea, so maybe I'll pep up in a minute. We'll see. What else happened? Oh yeah, Kendrick Lamar. Now, I don't know who this guy is. He's a rapper of some variety, I gather. And he uses the N-word in some of his music. And he himself is of the African American variety. At a recent concert, he had a girl of the Caucasian type, which is weak against African American type in this society that we live in. Oh, that's gonna get me some hate. I know. It's just a joke. It's a joke. Anyway, he had this white girl come up on stage and sing his song. Just so happened that this particular song had some N-words in it, and she, being a good sport and all, sang the song as it is because she respects him as an artist and wants to do her best for him. He didn't like that, and I guess he told her to get off stage or something. Probably very embarrassing for the poor girl. Honestly, my take on this is I can't believe we're still fucking talking about the N-word. I think it's so stupid. I don't know, it just boggles my mind, honestly, that a word, something as stupid as one word, could generate such controversy. Either everyone should be able to say it or nobody should be able to say it. Like, to say that it's a racist word coming from one demographic, but just a cultural nominative from another is ridiculous. Does it have both meanings? Yes, obviously. But then, as with any other word, the significance of the use of that word is determined by the intent of the user. So, I don't know, it's just like, it's gotta be, like, I'm not African American, I'm Italian, and I've kind of heard both ways as to whether that works as a person of color or not, and frankly, I don't care. But man, if like the word Guido or something had the same kind of potential for uproar as the N-word does, I would think that perpetuating that, it's got to be a joke. It's got to be like some great racial joke, you know, that black people are perpetuating on America, because it's hilarious. Like if I could, it's like 4chan, you know, where they just like make something up that's offensive. It's really not, but they're like, this means white power now, and then everybody just like freaks out. Like, that's hilarious, and I get it. So maybe that's what it is. Maybe that's what the N-word is all about. It's a great big 4chan joke, but before 4chan. I just had that's like a shower thought, except I'm in the bath. So it's a bath thought. That's probably it. Okay. So you know what this means now that I've cracked the code. This means that everybody can just calm down, and the white girl can say the N-word in a song if Kendrick Lamar wants her to. She can do it if she wants to, and then everybody else can just decide whether they want to be offended or not, and that's okay. You know, if you want to be, that's fine. That's just fine. Just don't invite that white girl to karaoke. Easy. See, I'm just fixing stuff. I'm fixing society. Right here in the bathtub. God damn, I will bill you later. Okay, what else? What else we got here? Jeez, man, it is hot. Holy buckets. This thing better get better. I don't think it's gonna. It's not gonna. In fact, this stupid cyst, I had it before. Now, I've done a lot of research on cysts. Not just WebMD, also YouTube and Wikipedia. So I know what I'm talking about now. So I went in to have this thing taken care of the first time, and they cut it open and they drained it of a bunch of pus. I asked them if they would film that. They said no. I was very disappointed. But when you pop a cyst, you're supposed to get the sac out because the body forms like this epithelial sac around whatever the offending shit is in there. And then it just doesn't know what to do with it. It's like, well, I got the sac around it. Like, fixed, right? No. It just keeps, well, I'll just put some pus in here. And that'll help things. But it doesn't. And it gets big and it gets swollen and it really hurts. So when they drain it, you can't just drain it. You got to take the sac out too. Or else the sac is still there. And it's like, well, what do we do with sacs? Fill them with just nasty jizz stuff. So it did it again. Now, I didn't know that the first time I went to get this thing popped. I didn't. I wish I did. I would have told him. He didn't use any anesthetic. Well, he used a local, but it doesn't go that deep. It really hurt. It really hurt. Whew. Nelly, it hurt. And now, a couple years later, it's back. And it still hurts. Man, and I'm going to have to get this mofo drained again. I'm not looking forward to it. But this time I'm going to tell him. I read Wikipedia and watched some YouTube, and they said you got to get the sac out or else it comes back. And you didn't do it, and now it came back. And look where we're at. Now you have to stare at my chode again. And all the hot nurses in my small town probably know my name at this point because they've seen my ball sack, and I don't like that. I don't like that. I had a surgery, actually. Let's see if I can show you this scar without showing off my balls. Right there. Yeah, you could see it. And you didn't see my nuts. Awesome. Okay, yeah, I had a surgery there. And, so I mean, all the nurses there probably saw my balls then. But then they also saw it when I was in recovery. So, it's like all the nurses in town at this point have seen my nuts. And always at like the worst possible times too. Cause like you're never standing tall. You know, when they gotta put a catheter in you, like, you're not at your best in those times. Yeah. It's just never good. And they're always hot. Like, why? Why can't they just hire ugly people to be nurses? I don't know. Now I gotta do this all over again. Anyway. Okay. Where was I? Oh yeah, Kendrick Lamar. What else? Oh yeah. Total Biscuit. Total Biscuit died. This was kind of on topic of offensive things to say. Total Biscuit died today, and as I have said before, I really haven't been that like in it with video game culture stuff to know who like all the important people are. So I didn't really know anything about this guy. I didn't know, like, is he a gamer gay dude? What? I didn't know. But he died today. R.I.P. And of course it just has to be a shit show. It can't, like, nobody could just go quietly into the night anymore. Like, every death is an opportunity to politicize. And I'm not even condemning that, because I get it. Like, it's timely, you know? Excuse me. Somebody dies, and it gives you an opportunity to reflect on their life, and Maybe it's been good, maybe it's been bad, maybe you like it, maybe you don't, but it provides an opportunity to talk about it. But at the same time, it doesn't mean that you're not still a piece of shit. Because, I mean, if you thought that somebody was, like a Nazi, and this isn't just an example, I've seen people who already said it. Let's say I thought that somebody was a Nazi, and they died. And then I was like, oh, fuck that guy. He's a Nazi. Like, yeah, okay, it might be timely for me to say something about him because he's dead, but I don't think I'd want somebody to shit on my grave like that. And it's not just that, though, too. I mean, that's one thing. I probably wouldn't care because I would be dead. But then they were, like, giving his wife shit, too. Like, oh, she's a Nazi, too. Wow. Now, along with that, I've seen a lot of discussion, not just as it relates to TV, but in general. Because the NFL recently decided that football players can't protest on the field. They have to stand for the flag or hang out in the locker rooms. And so everybody was like in a shitstorm about that too. Like, oh man. People on the left were like, oh, that's censorship. That's so bad. I can't believe they would do that. And then they were also like pointing fingers at the right. And people on the right were like, oh, it's a private organization. They can do whatever they want. So they're all like in pissing matches about it, like, you're a hypocrite. No, you're a hypocrite. Bake the fucking cake. Man, back and forth. It's like, it's both true. Like, for freedom of speech to exist, you necessarily have to be able to say the most offensive things. You have to be able to. So, legally, yes, you can do that. Or you can censor people if it's your platform. Because censorship is an act of free speech. It just infringes on other people's free speech in that forum. Oh, that reminds me of President Trump's Twitter. I'll get to that in a minute. But at the same time, it doesn't mean you're not still an asshole. So I could say, like, yes, the bakers should not have to bake a cake for gay people if they don't want to. But that doesn't mean that they're not still assholes. I could also say that, yes, the NFL should be able to tell the players that they can't protest. But they're still an asshole for it. I could tell Jack, yes, you should be able to shadow ban and censor people on Twitter all you want to, but you're still an asshole for it. And that's the answer. That's it. Yes, you can do this because everyone has the right to be an asshole. So, if anybody asks, I just solved that one for you too. Whenever this topic comes up about like, oh, free speech and stuff, there you go. Like, both sides are true. He gets to say it, he gets to do it, but he's an asshole. It's really that easy. So, oh yeah, Trump's Twitter. Yeah, okay. So there was this court ruling. I didn't hear anything about this case until it was over. I guess it would have been, I don't think anybody expected the result that it got, which is the only reason that it became news. I think otherwise it would have gotten thrown out. Everybody thought it was going to get thrown out, I'm sure. So anyway, these three mofos got blocked by Trump on Twitter because they said some mean things about him. And he didn't like that, so he re-blocks them. And they decided to take him to court over that. Why? I haven't the foggiest notion why they thought that was a good idea. It turned out to be a good idea. Just by happenstance, because it worked. I couldn't believe it, though. The court ruled that Trump did not have the right to censor people from his Twitter feed. And the reason that they gave was because he, as the owner of the Twitter feed, describes himself as the President of the United States. So I guess the reasoning there is if he had just said, yeah, I'm some dude, I'm a successful playboy billionaire, like, maybe it would have been A-okay? I don't know. Maybe he could still be banning people to this day. But they also had another reason, and the other reason is that I don't remember if it was the Library of Congress or what, some department related to like official records. Last year, I think, decided they made a ruling that Trump's tweets had to be archived as public record because that is like his primary mode of communication in his role as the president, which it is, and I get that because he does most of his governing through that, and it throws everybody for a loop, and it's really funny. So I guess with those two combined, it was like Trump's account is a public forum, and if you block somebody from that, you are blocking them from being able to participate in government. So I get that. Not a lot of people read the ruling, which I understand, because it was long, and they gave like a super long description of Twitter and how it worked, and it was really dry and stupid to read. But I read it. Because I like to be informed on things. That's important. So I did. And that's what they said. But everybody was like, oh man, Trump can't block people, so nobody can block people. And so they were all like, Jack, you can't shadow ban me anymore. You're a piece of crap for doing it, and now we get to sue you. And it was kind of a joke. I don't think anybody really believed it. But it was kind of a funny joke. I thought it was good. I wish it were true. I wish that nobody could block anybody in general, because I think, it's okay to face consequences of expressing your opinion on social media. I think censorship itself is stupid, and if you engage in it, then that's weakness. But the only reason I would really block somebody is if they were doing something that like disrupt my ability to use Twitter. Like if people just don't agree with me or whatever, okay, fine, whatever, I don't care. But if they're like spamming me stuff or something like that, then yeah, okay, I'd block them. But I don't think I would actually block somebody just because they disagree with me, or even if they were rude to me. Whatever. Threaten me, tell me you're going to track me down and rape my wife, whatever. You're weird. So, yeah. I'm not going to say I'm never going to do it, because I've never been at any level where I face that kind of thing on the internet before. But from where I'm sitting here, naked in my bathtub with a giant bulbous mass on my dong, or under my dong, yeah, I don't think I would do that. So, yeah. Ideologically, I'm against it. There, we'll leave it at that. What the fuck? It's like a moth or some shit in here. What the hell is that? Eesh. Gross. Okay. Well. Oh, I have over 50 followers. Took me a long time. Holy cow, yeah. Took a long time. Because, I realize now I think it was because people kept getting shadow banned. What the hell was that thing? Oh, that hurts good. Okay. Still can't see it. Whatever. Yeah, so like it would get up to 49. I'd be like, yeah, we're almost there, and then no, it'd go back down to 47 or something stupid. But yeah, I'm over 50, so that's nice. Feels good. The great experiment is moving ahead. Anyway, I don't really have anything else to say. Pray for me. Pray for my butt and my chode that it gets better. Okay. Have a good evening, my fellow people.